Hello and thank you for joining me for the Stamp Around UK video hop. This month's theme is winter festivals, so it could be Christmas or any other winter festival. You might tell by my fingers what colours we're going to use today. We're going to be using Starry Sky and Smoky Slate, and the two stamp sets I'm using are Merriest Moments and Framed Occasions. Now I'm hoping from this video that I can just talk you through step by step, hopefully 6 steps on how to do a wreath. It's just going to be half a wreath that's going to cover one side of the card. So that's why I've chosen specific leaves that kind of bend around in a certain direction. So I've done a little cheat post-it note book here, hopefully to talk you through the individual steps to help you if you feel that you get a bit thrown with knowing where to start or how to do things. So that's the plan. So I'm starting with my largest leaf from Framed Occasions, and I'm coming in with the Starry Sky. I'm going to start slightly up from the bottom here, and we want to go in a curved direction. So we're just going to do our first stamp, and then our second layer of stamp, we're tucking that stem in between these two leaves here, and I'm actually going to try and avoid that top leaf, like so. Okay, so once we've done that, I'm going to bring in my next step to show you where you want your next leaf to go. So the bottom of the stem is going to be on the tip of the last leaf, and then we repeat that second generation stamping again, and then we want to do this again so that we can fit it onto our card. Excuse me, I need to get my head in the way now. Now, because I've gone off the paper, I need to stamp again. I'm just going to, rather than spoiling my nice sheet, I'm just going to stamp off once and then locate where that leaf needs to go. Need to tuck it in a bit more, like so. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Right, for step 3, we're going to add in some fern leaves, and this is from the Merriest Moments stamp set. I'm going to start my darkest colour to the left and then my second generation to the right, so that it balances out what we've been working on already. As you can see, it goes towards the base of the leaf that we've just stamped, and I might even tuck it in a little bit, sort of not higher, but your base of your fern can tuck up against the leaves. I'm going to leave this one for last because I'm going to come off the page. So starting on the left and then stamping again on the right. Let's see if we can tuck this one in here. Now again, if I stamped this, I'm going to get a line across my work, so I'm just going to stamp off once and then come back in to finish that fern leaf. So step 4, we're going to introduce our next colour, which is Smoky Slate, and we're going to add in some berries. So if you look, the berries which are darker are going to go on this side, and then the second generation is going to go on this side. Again, they've just tucked down underneath the ferns, so we're going to come in and tuck them next to the ferns. So far so good. So following my steps, step 5, we're going to introduce another stamp but use the same colour, and it's these leaves here. So I'm just tucking the leaves in between these small leaves here, in between these larger leaves where there's a gap. And I'm not going to do second generation, I'm going to lift off my ink and I'm going to come back in to make it more visible. So there's one just above the fern and one tucked in between the bigger leaves. And last but not least, step 6. Again using the grey, and it's just to put that lovely sprinkle of snow onto our design. So ideally you want to go 1 on one side, come to the middle, 2, and finish off with a 3rd. I'm just twisting my stamp as I go. So you get this nice curved shape. Okay, it could be maybe more curved, but you know, it's part of a wreath. And if a wreath on a big sheet of paper puts you off and you feel that you can manage that, maybe just try on a smaller size like this. So now that I've done my design, I thought it would be quite fun to maybe run this through the embossing machine, and I'm going to use this nice timber style folder, and I want the timber to go up and down, and then we'll think about adding a sentiment to our design. Okay, that's gone through the machine, and it just adds a really nice texture to the background of the card. So for the sentiment, I think I'm going to go for am I going to go for a joyful Christmas to you and yours? Let's have a look. Thinking also of punching it out with this one. Will this fit? So your punch is the silver bit at the top is the same size as your actual punch, so you can just line up your stamps to see if they'll fit inside the punch. So that would fit, so I'm going to go for that one. Just going to brush the edges lightly with this smoky slate just to make that show up a bit against the white. I can't resist doing the actual card bit as well. So I've just brushed some on there. This piece measures 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, and I'm just going to mount this onto some lovely Starry Sky card. Just going to pop out another shape, and I thought it might look quite nice if I do a shadow effect, and also because I've stamped that onto the thinner basic white cardstock, it just needs a bit of strength on it. So I'm just going to offset that so it looks like a nice shadow, and I'm going to add some dimensions to the back of this. I've picked out some embellishments, and we're just going to add some to our wreath just to make it stand out even more. It's got these lovely silvery coloured flowers, which might be quite handy to fill in the gaps that you might have on your layout. We've got these nice blue gems here. I also want to add some of these nice white sequins. And to make sure it's really sparkly, I'm just going to come in and splatter this with some Wink of Stella. I've just got 2 lonely gemstones left on here, so I'm just going to use these 2 up. There you go. I hope you enjoyed my 6-step guide to doing a half wreath on the A6 card, and please do go along and check out what all the other people have done on the design team for the Stamp Around UK video hop. Thank you so much for watching along. Please do consider subscribing if you're not already, and a thumbs up if you liked today's video. Let me know in the comments below if you found that step-to-step guide easy to follow, and whether it's something that you would like me to do maybe in future for something else. Thank you so much. Take care and God bless. Bye.